So, the drama A24, a studio that brings banger after banger, unless you consider Marty Supreme not a banger like Erica, but we don't we
Boo.
don't have to get back into that. Adrian, welcome back. Kick us off with this letterbox description, which
All
again,
right.
I will just say, if you made
Yeah,
it
we
this
missed
far,
you last week because we
yeah.
completely glossed over.
For our anniversary episode, we got into the does this still slap, and then realized, oh shit, we haven't even described.
We were like, "Oh my god, wait, what's this movie about?"
And
Paprika's
paprika
confusing
needed that.
enough.
Yeah.
Just a little, a little guidance for
Little
sure.
context, please.
Yeah. So for this movie, I'll just say again, if you want to go completely blind, save your spot here. Know absolutely nothing about this premise. Stop here, come back, go watch the drama. Spoiler free version will still talk spoiler free, but
The description,
scenes
even I wouldn't
like
even will read it before you go.
just Robert Pattinson, Zendaya. Hold on to your butts. Okay. What is the letterbox description?
All right. The drama, directed by Christopher Borgli. A happily engaged couple is put to the test when an unexpected turn sends their wedding week off the rails.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So,
Erica, let's go ladies first. What did you think about the drama?
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I was sufficiently annoyed with certain characters. But I feel like that meant they did a really good job because like you were feeling a lot. You definitely come out of this movie wanting to talk to people about it for sure. Um, I think this is gonna maybe shake up some friendship circles for sure. Um, but it's also a testament to like making sure you have the right people around you at all times.
Mm-hmm.
People who are gonna support you in the hardest times that essentially you go through. So that's like
You
the
know,
best I can do without giving spoilers.
yeah. I mean, I think the premise that there's a wedding that is, they're leading towards, and things happen before the wedding. And I think that's fair to circle around. And you're referring to different characters. There's maid of honors, there's best men, there's parents, there's this, there's that. So the movie introduces certain characters and their dynamics within the whole lead up and to the event of a wedding. And I think that's
Mhm.
essentially what you're referring to, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Adrian, what did you think about the drama?
it was an interesting movie.
Okay.
Um, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to unpack. Uh, as far as different characters and their motives or their intent, stuff like that. Where I don't know how I felt about each one. Like
Mm.
it's similar to like a movie with all crappy people again, going through like all the crap that they have to go through. But hearing Erica talk about like knowing who your people are, it feels like they're young and just in a rush. It almost felt like what's that Fools Rush In movie kind of a
Okay.
thing.
Very
So
different vibe though, but
Yeah.
very
I
different vibe, but same kind of like you just fall in love and make things happen right away instead of really finding out the type of person you're picking, right? But that's a slippery slope in itself. Like I've got a high school sweetheart where like we could have either grown together or grown apart, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I get that time kind of is a buffer for some of those things where you kind of figure out what you're okay dealing with
Right.
and what you're not okay with. And this definitely like towed that line. It was fun.
I think, for this conversation, obviously, we'll talk about the movie, but I think what this movie does is really open up a lot of conversation starters and like, kind of about relationships. I don't, this isn't necessarily a spoiler, but do you guys recall if they said how long they were together
Mm-mm.
before?
I went back and they
They
don't
don't
talk
say how
about.
long they were
Mm-mm,
actually together.
I don't
Okay.
think
not at all.
so.
I would presume it's around like 3 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
Well,
it feels like
nonetheless,
quicker than that.
I guess,
To be
but
fair, 3 years is still kind of quick.
Mm.
sure. I mean, it's all generational, right? Like,
Yes.
me and Erica have been waiting 30 plus years and still not making the move. Adrian, I did think about you when I was watching this movie for a multitude of reasons, but specifically your take on that dynamic that you brought up about knowing your partner, because you are in a unique situation of being married to someone you dated in high school. So you guys were literally children when you met. So as far as like sharing all the parts of your lives, knowing the in out ugly parts of everything. Um,
Like for you, it seems like you guys have probably known a lot about each other, and like as you're going on and going through these things, they're there. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Versus like you meet somebody new in a new area and like, yeah, we'll get it. Well, we need to get into spoilers.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do need
yeah,
to get into spoilers, but
yeah.
I think
No,
we need to do our
for sure. Well, let me give you my thoughts with my guest. I do have a guest for this episode. And speaking of Cooper Hoffman and Philip Seymour Hoffman, my guest today is Philip Seymour Hoffman from The Master. And in this film and in this scene, I represent my thoughts are Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Joaquin Phoenix in this scene is Christopher Borgli, the director and writer of this film. And I think their quick dialogue here represents how I felt about this movie, the drama.
If I got out of hand last night, it's cold and it was.
Don't apologize. You're a scoundrel. And as a scientist and a connoisseur, I have no idea the contents of this remarkable potion. What's in it?
Secrets.
Can you make more?
Well, not like that. Let me make you something different, better, make something special for you. How do you like to feel?
I will give you a full reprieve from your naughtiness as a stowaway if you make us some more. I must admit, I sampled it and ended up drinking it all.
If this is a sample of the work that Christopher does, I'm drinking it all. I didn't realize he actually also directed this movie behind me. Oh yeah, Dream Scenario. Sorry.
I'm like, I cannot see that at all.
Dream Scenario with Nick Cage, and that movie was produced by Ari Aster. The drama was produced by Ari Aster, and when I saw that in the opening credit, it's like, oh boy, okay, what are we in for? And it
Mhm.
definitely stayed true. I really enjoyed this movie. I found this to be the best movie of the year so far. It's been my favorite thus far. And the reason I positioned it as like me, Philip Seymour Hoffman in that scene, and Joaquin Phoenix opening saying, I'm sorry if I upset you, because there is certain things that this movie touches on that could upset some people. Interestingly enough, we talked about that also in Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, does something similar. Weapons does something similar. And I think if you are offended by kind of the underlying issue that's being addressed here, totally understandable. But I think the intent and the way that the story is told is really refreshing as far as like examining something that's very important and very serious, but still being a bit of a dark comedy. I thought the performances were great. I thought Robert Pattinson and Zendaya were great, spot on for
Great.
what they were
They've
asking.
had great press too, dude. Like you said, just a little freak. And Robert Pattinson, he's so funny.
Yeah,
He's just like, it cracks me
witty.
up for one that he's a compulsive liar. Like, I just think it's so funny that he goes
it's a
around
good
lying.
bit.
Like, it's so funny.
And
And then just having him rebound off of, and I don't want to say that Zendaya is innocent, but she just has such like a playful demeanor when she's very well coached for media. But like having that and then having someone as unhinged as Robert Pattinson with her,
he's great.
it's
Yeah.
been such a
She
highlight.
seems a little naive, right?
Well,
Uh,
I don't think she's naive. Are you talking about her like in press or her
Like,
in the movie?
yeah, in the press, like she's
Yeah,
definitely not naive, but it's like it almost like if sometimes she doesn't really know if he's like, wait, is this a part of your
sure.
bit, or are
yeah.
you for real right now?
Yeah,
Like,
I think this might be the best marketing for a movie in a long time, in the sense of the trailer and the press is giving absolutely nothing away about this movie. Um,
Mhm.
and I think what's brilliant about the trailer, which like I really try to avoid them, but you see little images, fucking social media nukes you with fucking
Yeah.
content, you know.
We'll watch
But
our movie.
but what I think is brilliant about the marketing here is even if you see an image or like a quick scene from the trailer, there's so much context behind that scene.
You're getting, like, the thumbnail, and there's, like, a whole photo that you're missing.
And I think even like the movie inside the movie or the commentary inside the commentary is context is so important. And a lot of this movie is about context and your interpretation of
Yeah.
context of what flies, what doesn't. But overall, I really enjoyed it. Let's go to our comedy scale. Up, down, or even. I will say I watched this movie and in my row were two elderly ladies, probably in their late 60s, early 70s. Right. And even behind, like, it was an older demographic. And granted, I actually saw this movie today at noon. Um,
Wow.
yeah, right.
No
Uh,
wonder it was an older crowd.
yeah, right, right. But when the movie ended, I walked out with those two ladies and I immediately asked, like, so what did you think? And both of them were like, well, that was something. Like, like that's not what we were expecting. And again, it's interesting the way the trailer portrayed what this movie is. There's a wedding, you know, it's almost, it could be a
Yeah.
rom-com. It could be a rom-com, which I'd say it's a dark rom-com. It still has a lot of the same beats.
Yeah.
Um, but I asked them, I say all this because I asked them by the end of our conversation, like, so overall, up, even, or down. So I gave them the comedy scale and they both went even, which gives me hope for
Yeah.
an older generation like that to end up at least saying even, that they appreciated certain aspects of the movie. So
Fair.
I'll go to you guys. Erica, you start us off. Up, even,
Thumbs
or
up.
down? Thumbs up.
Thumbs
Fuck yeah. Okay.
up. Yeah, like I said, I really liked this movie. You're gonna not like some people, you're gonna feel empathetic for some and not for others, and so I
Hmm,
think, like you said, going into this blind, it's definitely a ride. It's definitely a roller coaster. But overall, I did enjoy it. I kind of agree with you. I think that we got two really good performances, and I think this is going to be a movie to talk about for a while.
absolutely. Adrian, where are you landing?
I'm up, but I was like kind of trending downward. The more I think about it and the more I try to like break it down, the less I'm like, it's still not a movie I'd watch again.
Oh, interesting.
Like it's not something I need to revisit. I kind of I get it and it works. It was great acting. They have wonderful chemistry. And like you guys said, like there's plenty of context and lots of stuff to absorb. Um, but it's not my type of movie. Like it's not a banger that I can go back and just rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. Like it does evoke too much emotion that I can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this for fun right now.
There's some movies that do evoke emotion that you've given strong thumbs up for, but
Mhm.
does that eliminate it being a rewatchable, like something you would revisit? More
No,
okay,
it's just this one's more along those lines, like almost like a Marty Supreme. Like it's a good movie, but it's still just kind of pointless. Like just bad people in bad experiences and bad circumstances. Like,
it's so
and that's where I
fast.
kind of like I don't know. It just sometimes they do it for me, sometimes they don't. I can't
Fair.
explain why. Yeah.
It's fascinating, and we can discuss in spoilers here shortly. But that you're saying this cast is full of bad people, but I think that's kind of like the theme around the movie itself. Is
Right.
kind of like
Right. It's not
assessing.
the cast.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
It's not that like Zendaya is a bad
No, no,
person
no,
or
no, no. I
Robert
understand.
Pattinson's
No,
a
no,
bad
no. I
person, you know what
understand
I
what you
mean?
mean. The
Like
characters. Yeah.
yeah,
I
like
get that. I
it's
get
it's
that.
hard to root for any of the characters.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
To be
Hmm. Hmm.
honest, like when we get into spoilers, like
No,
maybe
we're getting into
that's my
spoilers
hot
right
take.
now. Let's go.
Let's get into it because my hot take would be
Whoa, wait.
like,
Let me give my fucking comment scale. Take it easy.
Hurry up.
We got a system here, all right? Thumbs up on my end, and I will just say this movie clearly gets you fired up with opinions and
for
thoughts
sure.
and all the things. So really enjoyed it. Like I said,
As
my
I
movie,
said, it's definitely a conversation starter. If you're
my
watching this movie, you're gonna want to talk to somebody about it.
my movie of the year, and I would recommend if you know my tastes, you've kind of seen where I lean. You'll have a good time with this movie. And we all give it a thumbs up. I think it'll just like wanting to revisit might be different. I think I would revisit this, not right away, but I think
In
I'd
a
like.
couple years, I would revisit this movie again.
I
Or
think
maybe like before award season if it's thinking about getting nominations
maybe,
or anything. I'd watch it again.
maybe, yeah, that'd be interesting to see if that happens. I did like the world that they built. Granted, you're saying there's characters that like you didn't necessarily like, but I enjoyed spending time with Pattinson and Zendaya. Like,
Yes.
I don't know,
They had great chemistry. Like Adrian said, like they work very well together. I know that they're also going to be in Dune as well. I don't really know the Dune story, so I don't know the dynamics and stuff.
yeah,
But I know that they're both in a lot of movies this year, so it'll be kind of
they're crushing
interesting
it.
to see how their other performances do against this because I like you said, I really liked this.
Adrian's excited for you audio only listeners because he's got some stock in this movie, and so do I. But we'll get to that when we draft stock. Stand by. Let's get into spoilers so we can talk freely.